For most riders, simply qualifying for the AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship is the highest point of their career. But for a few, those good enough to win a national championship at this event, well, that accomplishment will be immortalized forever. Coverage of the 2016 event starts next. Welcome to our continuing coverage of the Rocky Mountain ATVMC AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship from Loretta Lynn's Ranch. I'm your host, Jason Wygant. This show presented by AMSOIL. We're watching Cameron McAdoo on the starting line for the third and final moto of the Open Pro Sport class. This rider riding with a broken shoulder and broken ribs gives an idea of the determination of all the riders that want to win this, which will potentially be the biggest race of their lives. Here's your GoPro race format. 37 classes racing today. We'll put the full focus on Open Pro Sport, each class running 3 motos. And as we prepare for the third and final moto in this division, the Red Bull starting gate is loaded with the 22. Chase Sexton, who is leading the points coming into this third moto. We'll show you why. First with the highlights of Moto 1. Bell Helmet's Whole Shot Award, the orange KTM of Sean Cantrell getting out front early. You see Cameron McAdoo, we mentioned with those injuries, stalls and goes to the back after starting in second. But there are so many great riders in a big class like this. Look at Egan Maston on the 45, going to the inside, gets around Lorenzo Locurcio to take second, trying to go after the leader Cantrell, and suddenly, watch the left side of your screen, the 22 gets in the mix just as Maston launches himself off the side of the track. Such furious action in the early goings of this one, and suddenly Chase Sexton finds himself going from about 5th to 2nd in the course of 3 turns, and now going after Cantrell for the lead. The AMSOIL Honda rider makes the pass. This kid is just 16 years old, but has a ton of hype, and he lived up to it in this first moto as he shuts the door on Cantrell and gets away for a big moto victory. This young man has been living in the shadow a bit of Austin Forkner, who is 17 years old and has now moved to the pro class with great success. This could be the year for Sexton to shine.
Yeah, Loretta's is the biggest amateur race of the year, and it's what everyone works for, and getting here is a big accomplishment already, and just to go out there and race the best guys in the amateur circuit is awesome. But yeah, coming here, just want to come here and win in my last race here, and yeah, that's the goal for the week.
Back to the Red Bull starting gate as we await Sexton's final moto. Over 20,000 riders attempt to qualify for this event. 1,400 make it. There are only a few that will leave here only satisfied with a victory. And we'll see if he can get it here. There's some fast riders in this one, including that 81 on the inside. I thought he was going to have it, Cameron McAdoo, but it's Egan Maston and Sean Cantrell who were up front in that first moto, along with McAdoo. So bad starts for Sexton, and it's going to allow some of these other riders to have their chance to shine. Maston and McAdoo, neither of these riders have a professional deal lined up for the future, whereas Sexton does, so they need to go out there and beat him and shine. And look at another contender, the 19 of Bradley Taft in front of Sexton, and this is what this guy needs to do, and McAdoo just shoves Maston out of the way. He actually was inside of the course markers and opening the door for Cantrell. They're 3 wide, and Cantrell back into the lead. Unbelievable performance early on. It's so intense in these early laps. Now around the outside, McAdoo going to try to get Cantrell back. Broken ribs, broken shoulder for McAdoo. You wouldn't know it the way he's charging early in these races. He has been great this week, but Cantrell still able to control it. Now let's take you through this action. The 45 of Maston on the outside. McAdoo on the 81s on the inside. He is trying to skim these bumps. I think he was worried about being landed on, so he takes evasive action and gets to the inside, but then too far to the inside of this corner. That's going to hold up Taft, and somehow threading the needle and passing all 3 riders is Cantrell. Now you also have to wonder if McAdoo will be penalized a position or 2 for trying to make a pass on the inside of the course barrier. It's going to be as he's taken the lead now actually from Cantrell. Going to be a tough judgment call. The rule of motocross is you can go off the track. You just cannot gain from it. He did not have the lead leading there, so I'm not sure how they're going to rule that one. Brad Taft doesn't care. He is now going after Maston. If you watch our show last week, you saw Brad Taft won the 250A class to really establish himself. If he can go out here and win this Open Pro Sport Championship, he will be this year's AMA Horizon Award winner, and that goes to the most impressive amateur who's about to graduate to the pros. And talk about impressive, look at what Taft is doing on the Horton Racing Yamaha. He gets past Cantrell. He's not waiting. He's up to second place. Taft announced this week that he does have a pro deal next year. He'll be on the CycleTrader.com Rock River Professional Yamaha team, but he wants to go out on top. More battling behind them as Cantrell and Taft continue to scrap for second. And Cameron McAdoo, it's the ride that dreams are made of, injuries and all, is looking for a huge Moto win here in Open Pro Sport. Cantrell and Taft continuing to go at it, and Cantrell to the inside. Nice job to sneak through and make the pass. Now Cantrell is second in points coming into this third and final moto with an 8th and a 2nd. He's going to need to win this one and then hope that Chase Sexton has problems behind him, and he's doing what he can do to win it himself, going after McAdoo. He's closed the gap back up. Only at Loretta Lynn do you see this type of intensity and these types of battles where a rider like Cantrell can lead, get past, then regroup, get fired up, and go back after McAdoo. Now McAdoo, you have to wonder if the pain and the injuries are starting to catch up to him. And Cantrell just rolls around the outside and makes a pass. Down to the inside is McAdoo. Cantrell's got it. Those ruts were really deep that the 81 machine went through. We had a ton of rain early in the week, and that has left some very deep ruts, and it was too deep on the inside, and it slowed McAdoo down. But everyone where he rides down at Club MX in South Carolina says this guy is a bulldog. He will let it all hang out, and you can see he's not just sitting back there in second. He's trying to figure out ways to go back around Cantrell. Then it's Taft, and now Chase Sexton starting to roll up on this group. Take you through this battle. A little mistake exiting the corner for McAdoo, but it's this turn that really cost him. These ruts just a little too deep, loses a little bit of drive, and I'm talking maybe 3 or 4 miles an hour. That's all it takes. Cantrell riding very well right now. Taft about to go after McAdoo. Sexton sitting back there. And Sexton, the word on him from the Amsoil Honda crew is he is in phenomenal shape, and these are long races, 20 minutes. Not normal to race this long at the amateur level, plus you have the heat and humidity of Tennessee in August, and that could pay off for Sexton late in the game if he can reel these guys in. What a battle. Third and final moto of Open Pro Sport. Past the Yamaha mechanics area, and the Yamaha rider Taft makes a mistake. Things are really starting to heat up. Sean Cantrell trying to win the moto and hope he can lock down a championship.
As riders and racers, we understand the need to get quality parts, apparel, and accessories fast. We have the horsepower of multiple warehouses to make sure your gear, OEM parts, or accessories make it to your door quickly. Check out our easy-to-use website and experience customer service that takes the whole shot. RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready.
When it comes to guarding your engine, Amsoil offers the next level performance enthusiasts demand. Amsoil provides 75% more engine protection against horsepower loss and wear than required by a leading industry standard, extending the life of pistons and cams. Give the vehicle you love the above and beyond protection it deserves. Amsoil, devoted to protection.
The Andersons discovered life is easier with an Outlaw RV. The Outlaw is a complete home on wheels with a multifunctional garage. Getting on the road has never been quicker. The Outlaw is made to fit the lifestyle of today's active families. So stop roughing it and start enjoying your weekends. Find the Thor Motor Coach Outlaw that fits your needs at GarageRVs.com today.
You smell it, you feel it, you can taste it in the air. Speed, man. Full wide open. Blast. I didn't really like high school too much. Too booky, too take notes, learn this, and that's it. Got Wildtech. They have full-size motorcycles. The feeling of taking them apart every day, putting them back together. I can't explain it. Everything I learned applies to now. Seeing your motorcycle that you put together right around the track at 180 miles an hour, oh, definitely rewarding. My name's Mike. My school's Wildtech.
Get on the fast track to a career. Turn pro at Wildtech.
The AMA Amateur National Motocross Championships are being brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready. And by AMSOIL. Protect your weekend. One of the great things about what is called the world's greatest motocross vacation, a week here at Loretta Lynn Ranch, not just about racing. There's a talent show where all the kids get to show off what they can do off of the racetrack. It's especially popular with the siblings who might not be out there on a dirt bike but do want to spend the week with their family down here, and so many other great things to do, including the creek and a craft section called Camp Loretta's for the little kids. When you get to this level, Open Pro Sport, which is the top step of amateur racing, it is not fun and games. This is serious. Cameron McAdoo, second place on the white number 81, trying to hold off the 19 of Bradley Taft, and your points leader right behind them on that red Honda, coming through in fourth. That outside line, that's where Cantrell was able to pass McAdoo. This time, McAdoo able to hold off Brad Taft. You can see how rough and choppy and rutted this track has gotten on the final day of racing. Another thing that makes this event so unique, 3 long motos, all spread out over the course of 6 racing days. Oh, and McAdoo stalls. That causes Taft to run into the back of him and fall down, and now he's got to pick up the motorcycle. That's a struggle. McAdoo trying to start his bike. That's a struggle. And the wind is out of the sails for these two after riding so well early. And Chase Sexton able to pick up the pieces. And that should do more than enough to put Sexton in position to clinch this championship with a pair of Moto wins leading to it, and now a second in Moto 3. Now, will he try to make the run on Cantrell and go for the 1-1-1 sweep as Taft picks it back up in third? Going into this week's racing, Taft and Sexton were the 2 favorites for that coveted Horizon Award, and Taft got the better of Sexton in 250A, but Sexton is going to get the better of him, it appears, in Open Pro Sport, and that might tip that Horizon Award his direction. McAdoo has gotten it back going. He's battling it out with Egan Maston, and let's show you what happened. Inside line, he gets kicked just a little. I was actually able to recover from that, so I'm surprised to see the mistake. He just stalled it. You saw him paddling the bike with his leg, and then he gets run into. When your front wheel hits someone else's rear wheel, it's over. So Taft goes down. He was just an innocent victim in that one. And again, it's so hard to pick the motorcycle up. You no longer have the wind blowing. Lorenzo Lacurcio, you see, is closed up on Taft. Then it's McAdoo and Michael Moseman from way back on the 42. All these kids trying to make a name for themselves. Taft and Sexton have the pro rides already locked up. Everyone else is out here to show these teams, the professional scouts that are here, that they deserve a ride as rookie professionals next year. And you've got to admire the determination of all of them. McAdoo riding with the injuries. Moseman, bad start, making up for it, digging deep. A lot of these kids have what it takes, and the work they put in to prepare for this race is incredible. They're all usually at a training facility, riding with the coaches and trainers every day of the week, all year long, to prepare for this 1 week, which means everything. It's not professional racing where you'll run a 17-race Supercross season or a 12-race professional motocross season. This is where it's at for these riders, everything on the line. Bradley Taft still digging. He does not want to give up a podium in this moto to Lorenzo Lacurcio. Lacurcio might have a shot at a pro ride with the same team as Taft next year, Cycle Trader Rock River Yamaha, but he needs to impress this week to do it. And taking a 3rd place away would be great for the young rider out of Venezuela, who rides at the Millsaps training facility down on the Florida-Georgia line. Taft, meanwhile, he's been riding with none other than Cooper Webb all year, training with Gareth Swanepoel, who trains the professional riders on the Yamalube Star Racing Yamaha team. That's how serious it is, the amateur ranks. And that's why there's so much pressure on these riders at this level. It's not about coming out here and having fun. It's about getting podiums and wins. And we have a variety of classes out here. There's 50cc divisions for riders as young as 4 years old. That's good old-fashioned family stuff there. Half the time the riders don't even know what position they're in. They're just riding and having a good time. When you make it to Open Pro Sport, everything is on the line. Lives can change, and right now the lead could change. Sexton has caught Cantrell. Now Cantrell, he wants to win a moto. He's not going to get the championship no matter what happens here, even if he gets the moto win, but didn't have the week he wanted at the start, really starting to pick up the pace in the latter stages of this event, and just a moto win would do wonders for his confidence, probably take some pressure off because he's on a high-profile team as well, this Troy Lee Designs KTM squad. The 8th in Moto 1 made his championship prospects pretty dim. 2nd in Moto 2, trying to win here in Moto 3. Not going to be easy, though, because you've got Chase Sexton behind you. And as we mentioned, Sexton is a training animal. He just gets stronger as these long motos go on, and you can see it. He's pressing Cantrell from every angle. Outside, through the sand. Let's see whose line works out better. Nice job by Cantrell to get to the outside and block it. Oh, and almost over the bars for Sexton. This could actually work out in Cantrell's favor if Sexton goes down and finishes worse than 8th. And Cantrell wins the moto, then Cantrell will win the title. Sexton doesn't care, he's going back after him anyway. And the bike gets sideways and he almost gets spin off, and he's still not backing down. Great racing as we head toward the finish line area. About 2 laps to go. Cantrell wants to win this one in the worst way. Watch this on the inside, the 22. It looked like he had the pass made, and then he washes the front, and then the whole bike starts to come around. And nearly a disaster for Sexton. And look, now Cantrell is pulled back out front. I've got to think that Sexton suddenly saw his championship life flash before his eyes and said, you know what? I'm going to go 1-1-2 in my 3 motos, take the title. Sean Cantrell can have it. Cantrell, a nice young man out of Southern California. Not too shabby of a baseball player, by the way, as well. But he's got the focus on motocross, and you can see his talents starting to shine as he's looking and now has the 3rd moto victory. But the big story, Chase Sexton is going to finish 2nd, and with it, win the Open Pro Sport Championship. Here are your Rocky Mountain ATV-MC results. Moseman digs out a podium over McAdoo, Maston, and Taft. Now, what's next for your champion?
Kind of a bummer, but I'm ready to start my next chapter of racing. So I'm still going to go to some of the amateur races and check it out. I'm really close to Gatorback, so I'll be able to go there and hang out because I'm still only 16, so I got to enjoy it a little bit. So yeah, I'm kind of bummed, but at the same time, ready to start the next part of my racing.
The action continues on and off the track at Loretta Lynn's ranch after this.
As riders and racers, we understand the need to get quality parts, apparel, and accessories fast. We have the horsepower of multiple warehouses to make sure your gear, OEM parts, or accessories make it to your door quickly. Check out our easy-to-use website and experience customer service that takes the whole shot. RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready.
When it comes to protecting your engine, AMSOIL offers the next level performance truck owners demand. AMSOIL provides 75% more engine protection against horsepower loss and wear than required by a leading industry standard, extending the life of pistons and cams. Give the vehicle you love the above and beyond fortification it deserves. AMSOIL, devoted to protection.
Prox Racing Parts is your hard part source. Prox has you covered from your engine and drivetrain to your chassis. All parts are manufactured to the highest quality standards to meet or exceed the OEM standards. Prox releases new product lines throughout the year, so you won't want to go anywhere else. Find the nearest Prox dealer or distributor near you by going to pro-x.com.
I'm a sore loser.
I'm a sore loser.
Losing is not an option for me.
Be the best.
The best?
The best.
You have to have the best equipment under the hood.
That's why
I only use
Cometic products in my engines.
Cometic gasket.
Cometic gasket. Cometic gasket.
Cometic gasket, a superior quality gasket
For those of us who demand the highest level of performance.
Welcome back. Racer TV's coverage of the Amateur National Motocross Championships. Shout out to the man on green, Jordan Bailey, making a move on Max Markov. He would take the coveted 250B title. He could be the top rider to watch as a graduate at this event next year. Yes, there's talent in all the classes here, including the female divisions. Let's get to know Hannah Hodges.
I got started in racing by my dad. He raced whenever he was younger, and he just bought me a bike whenever I was young, and I didn't really like it much at first. I flipped with training wheels and didn't really want much to do with it anymore. And just as soon as he sold my bike, I started wanting to race again. And he bought me another bike, and I rode around a little bit, didn't have much interest again. And as soon as he was about to sell that bike, I started wanting to ride. And by that point, I was too big for that. And he got me a KTM Junior, and I started riding that and had my first race on that bike. And it just kind of took off from there. I've loved it ever since. Yeah, this week at Loretta's is a pretty big week for me. It's my first really national on a big bike. I did Freestone, which was my first pro race in the women's class, and it was good. I went 1-1 there, so I came in here with a little confidence, and unfortunately I broke both my wrists right after Freestone, so I was just getting back on the bike, and actually right before coming here I picked up a little bit more speed and was feeling really good on the bike. So this week's big for me. It's my first year at Loretta's on a big bike, and I'm pretty excited about it. From here, I think I'm going to do maybe some arena crosses next year or in the near future and try and get my points for that and do Supercross. I see that being a good goal to set for myself, as Vicky has tried to do some of the Supercross stuff, and I think I have a good chance in that. I've definitely made some decent showings at Monster Cup the past few years, and I enjoy riding Supercross, so I think it'll be good for me. I've never used being a girl as a crutch. I've just looked at myself as a racer, and I definitely don't set my goals in the women's class. It's great to get wins for sure and championships, but as a female, I've always just set my goals with the guys, and the sky's the limit for me. I don't think that any woman racer should set their goals just as a woman racer. We can be just as good as the guys. It's just we have to work a little harder, but it can be done.
As the rookie in the women's class on the big bike this year, Hodges had to go against some serious competition. But as we said, Hannah, one of just many talented riders out here. Brandy Richards took the first 2 motos, and Hodges, the rookie in the big bike, had her hands full with Kylie Bosnok in the final moto. Richards able to claim the women's national championship in her Yamaha Fogsnock, and Hodges right behind Caitlin Moreau, Marissa Marcolon. Great riding by all these ladies. And that's why people want to get a view of the action in any way they can. And we'll have more views of it after this.
The Andersons discovered life is easier with an Outlaw RV. The Outlaw is a complete home on wheels with a multifunctional garage. Getting on the road has never been quicker. The Outlaw is made to fit the lifestyle of today's active families. So stop roughing it and start enjoying your weekends. Find the Thor Motor Coach Outlaw that fits your needs at GarageRVs.com today.
As riders and racers, we understand the need to get quality parts, apparel, and accessories fast. We have the horsepower of multiple warehouses to make sure your gear, OEM parts, or accessories make it to your door quickly. Check out our easy-to-use website and experience customer service that takes the whole shot. RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready.
When it comes to guarding your engine, AMSOIL offers the next level performance enthusiasts demand. AMSOIL provides 75% more engine protection against horsepower loss and wear than required by a leading industry standard, extending the life of pistons and cams. Give the vehicle you love the above and beyond protection it deserves. AMSOIL, devoted to protection.
The AMA Amateur Motocross National Championships are brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready. And by AMSOIL. Protect your weekend. Legends are born here at Loretta Lynn's. Sometimes they come back. Ricky Carmichael signing some autographs. Jeremy McGrath was on hand this week as well. But one rider is coming back this year as a racer. It's a very intriguing story of Austin Stroop in the 25-plus class.
It's been since 2006. Right now I'm here to accomplish a goal of mine that I'd set back in, I think it was April. It's different being here right now because I'm 25 now, a few years down the road. Since 2006, I spent 4 years as a pro rider on a factory team. I accomplished some things. I won some races, did a lot. Through 2009, I started my addiction. I got introduced to pain pills, and from there, it really progressed. Sometimes I could keep it together, sometimes I couldn't. At the rough time of my recovery, I was in recovery for 8 months. I relapsed after Tampa Arena Cross. I was sitting in jail after a huge ordeal. So I got out of jail. As addicts as I am, jail just kind of, for that moment, it was like, all right, I'm gonna do everything I can to not do this again. It didn't take a matter of 2 weeks. I was back doing the same things and even worse. And so at that time, my mom had been talking to Kevin a bit. And basically, Kevin came down with my mom, and it was almost like a full-on intervention.
He was not happy with me, man. He did not like me at all that day. But you know, the intervention went as planned, and we didn't really give him much choice. And he got in the truck with me, and within an hour, you know, he had let go and said, you know, I need to change. I need to change my life. I need to do something different because this isn't working anymore.
I ended up leaving with him, and as of now, it's probably one of the best things I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, I've been working on this program since 2010, working with riders, helping guys get clean and sober, you know, and I just needed to develop the program to kind of perfect it so that it would work for guys, you know, using motocross as a tool in recovery to help replace that dopamine requirement that we have.
Yesterday I DNF'd the Moto, and I wanted to win so bad here, but it's something that's like, you know, I'm here to win, but I'm here to send a message, and I gotta know that life goes on. And I was on the streets doing the worst of the worst 3.5 months ago, and now I'm here, and I'm racing with everyone, and I've got my stuff together. It's just awesome.
Like we said, everyone has different goals when you come to this race. A goal for Sean Cantrell was to win the Moto, and he did it with help from the Amsoil moment of the race, going around Cameron McAdoo to take the lead and win the final Open Pro Sport Moto. But Chase Sexton wins the championship and the Horizon Award. Congrats to him. We'll see you next year.